Hey, what's up guys, EddieVanHell98 here, and today I'm using my sister's MacBook to do this tutorial because you do require a Mac for this. First things first, you're going to actually install the RoboVM plugin for Eclipse, so just copy this URL, I'll have it in the description, if it's not, remind me. Oh, okay, there it is. Never mind. Add RoboVM, paste location, okay. Next. And I've already got it, so I don't know why I'm doing this, but just carry on with that. I also assume you've paid the $100 fee for the iOS developer account. If you haven't, then there's absolutely no point in watching this video until you do that. So after you have done, go ahead and sign in. So now I'm signed in. You're going to want to download and install Xcode file. That's one of the first things you're going to want to do. So I've done that. You're going to open up your mygame.robovm, open up the data folder, and you're going to see all these assets. All these are splash screens, okay? Apple required you to have a splash screen for your app, okay? So this is the default, So this is the default, non-Retina splash screen. This is a Retina splash screen. This is an iPhone 5, iPod Touch 5 splash screen, and this is a Retina iPad splash screen, and this is a standard iPad splash screen. And the same goes for these icons. This is the icon that you see on home screen. But this is basically the assets folder, so you're going to want to go into your either desktop or Android and copy over any assets that you have and put them in the data folder. So after you've done that, have a look at these: info.plist.xml, robovm.properties, and robovm.xml. This is your app version, your app ID, your main class, your executable app build. This is the name of the app, okay? That'll show up, on the home screen. That's the only one really that you're going to be bothered with. The info plist you actually don't need. Yeah, is this the one that I'm looking for? Yes, it's the robovm.xml that you don't need unless you're adding extra libraries, and you should be able to find some online documentation for that. But the info.plist.xml is things like UI device family. So it's supported on iOS, iPhones and iPad. iPhone and iPod touches, and this signifies it's supported on iPads too. So if you just remove that, then it's only supported on one family of devices. What else we got? We've got the minimum required CPU, orientations that are supported are all here. Shit like that is all in here. All right. Now I'm going to actually teach you how to run it in the simulator. So for the simulator, actually, you don't need an iOS developer account. I'm going to go in here, run configurations, iOS simulator app, and we're going to create a new configuration. I'm going to call this my game sim, and the project is going to be the mygame.robovm. Yep. Alright. Apply. We're going to run it. And it's going to take a lot of time to compile. Well, not a lot of time. It'll take like a minute or two, but just give it some time. It'll only take this long on the first run. The second time you run it, then it shouldn't take too long. So as you can see, the My Game is now running on an iPhone Retina 3.5-inch iOS simulator, and we can change the device here. Whoops. So you change it to a 4-inch iPhone Retina, and you can rotate it and all that crap. Okay, so there you go. It's working fine on the iOS simulator. Whoops. There it is. So yeah, it's working fine on the iOS simulator. So now I'm going to teach you how to actually test this on a physical iOS device. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in my sister's iPhone 4S. What you're interested in is Xcode. So you're going to go ahead and launch Xcode. Window Organizer. You're going to click on the device. And you're going to grab this identifier. Copy paste the identifier. Go back into the iOS Dev Center, go into Certificates, Identifiers, and Profiles. Go into Devices. Add a device. Put the name in, and then paste the identifier here. Your device will now have been registered for development. You're then going to want to go into Identifiers and then App IDs. You're going to make a new App ID. This is going to be my game. The bundle ID is going to be com, and then whatever it is, com EVH98, the my game. Not my game. Continue. Submit. Done. Then go into provisioning profiles. Actually, hold on. Before we do any of this, go into certificates. Add a new certificate. First, you're going to want to get this Worldwide Developer Relations Certificate Authority. Click on that, and you're going to want to double click on it. It's going to then add the certificate to your keychain. Next, you're going to want to have an iOS app development certificate. Go through the steps. You're also going to want to need an App Store and ad hoc certificate. Go through the steps. Now, after you've done all that, go into provisioning profiles, go into development, and you're going to create a new. Select iOS app development. Continue. Select the My Game app ID. Select your certificate for iOS development. Select the devices you want to be able to run this on. Give it a name. I'm going to call it My Game. Give it some time, and then hit download. Double click on the provisioning profile, and it'll now be installed onto the phone. Also, just for safe measures, I don't remember if you need these, but go ahead and download these two if you have them there, and install them. Do the same thing as before with the simulator, except click on Device, New, My Game Device, Browse for your project, Apply, Run. It's going to go through the whole big process again, but once again, after the first time you run it, it'll be okay. Alright, so it did indeed run on the device, and I can't prove it to you, but you're just going to have to take my word. For it. So now finally I'm going to teach you how to publish your iOS app. So go back to the Dev Center, say Developer, iOS Dev Center, iTunes Connect, sign in, hit Manage Your Apps, Add New App, and then go through this. So My Game, SKU number is literally just like a kind of unique ID. Just go crazy with it. You're never going to need it again, but I'd still recommend saving it in like a text document or something. So the bundle ID is going to be My Game. That's the app ID we created. The app name you've used has already been used. Oh, okay. Alright, there we go. And then you choose availability date and all that. Price tier, I'm going to select free. Discount for educational institutions. Version number. So I actually need, logos and screenshots to actually finish that. And I haven't got them, so I'm not going to finish that. But assuming you have, you can now carry on. So now you're going to want to go back to Eclipse. So to finally publish, to send this to Apple for review, you're going to want to right click on My Game RoboVM. RoboVM Tools, Package for App Store / Ad Hoc Distribution. The destination directory, just pick one. So I'm going to go in here, on My Game Workspace, just Final. I'm going to open that. Signing Identity. So this is your iPhone distribution certificate that you installed. Provisioning profile will be your My Game. Provisioning profile is not going to be My Game. You're going to want to go back to the iOS Dev Center. Certificate, identifiers and profiles. Provisioning profiles. We'll create a new one. Should have created this before, but okay. Oh well. App Store, continue. App ID, My Game. You see, this is why I prefer Android development. This is why I prefer Android. I mean, how long was the Android tutorial? Like 5 minutes? This is going to be like 20 minutes. So just give it a minute. Download. Install. Go back to Eclipse. If it doesn't pop up, just do it again. And there we go. Destination directory, just select Final again. Select identities, my distribution profile. My distribution certificate. Okay. And now it's going to be exporting. So just give it its time. Actually, while it's doing that, go back and hop into Xcode. Search for application loader. There it is. Okay. We're going to deliver your app. No? Yes, you're going to deliver your app, and assuming you create your new application, you have to have an empty application for this to work. But all you're going to want to do is literally upload the IPA that's going to be exported from this. Okay, so now we've actually exported. So it's going to be this IPA here in the final folder. You're going to want to send that to Apple, and then you'll be done, okay? That's pretty much it for this tutorial, guys. Have a fantastically brilliant day.